Praise y'all, we're back. All right, let's go back into it. In other words, the development of written language is analogous to a sort of neuro-linguistic software technology designed to alter the human operating system. In academic lingo, the first consonant alphabet is referred to as proto-Sinaitic. The design of the Phoenician derivative incorporated as more sharply linear, less photographic written system. So, just like I said with the hieroglyphs, I guess, you know, we could assume that the symbolic languages was more akin to what the brain is adept to. You know what I'm saying? But in actuality, as we saw, the Egyptians was down for the neuro-linguistic software virus, per se. The Phoenicians was in the Khyber mountain region of Afghanistan, the land of Ophi-Enesis, or serpent tribe, the Fangikoa. Of note here is that the Khyber or Kyberi was filtered into the English language as cyber, a Khyber, a Khyber. Okay, following this thread, in 1904, Jogendra Mohan Gupta wrote an essay describing the hypothesis that these Phoenicians were the fathers of all world civilizations, a theory which keep in mind the legend surrounding the Brotherhood of the Snake seems perfectly on point. All right, we're going to read a little bit of what he has to say, if you can see it. The Phoenicians held their own civilization to be most ancient and declare it to be 30,000 years old. There is, however, no doubt that they were one of the first civilized nations of the world, if not the first, and that Phoenicia was not their first home. Instead of tracing them to their first settlements on the coast of Arabia or Persia or Afghanistan, the historians of Europe have located them at once in Phoenicia, and hence the mistake that points to the origin of all civilizations in Egypt. Okay, so this guy's putting forth that the Phoenicians were actually the first civilization, or the Atlanteans. Which, well, I mean, you believe that as I don't believe in that Atlantean stuff, but whatever. It is easy to be confused by the Phoenicians as one of the Snake Brotherhood's ancient incubators, and the Phoenicians circa 1500 to 300 BC that settled the city of Babylos, Ugarit, Tyre, and Sidon along the coast of modern-day Lebanon. It's entirely possible that they are one and the same, and honestly, this researcher leans heavily toward that direction. Okay. All right, this is going to be important. Let's go down some more. Man, this is a good article, y'all. I mean, of course, you know, this guy's just kind of, you know, going with his own thoughts, but it's a good article. Building on these theories, perhaps it would be reasonable to speculate that following their establishment of Mesopotamia and its Anunnaki creation myths, the Canaanite legend of ancient Phoenicia's jealousy guarded mercantilism, shipbuilding, and navigation techniques were written into history as a cover to provide a novel identity for the continuing work of the Brotherhood's hidden hand after the fall of Atlantis. Okay, so this guy, like I said, he's saying that the Phoenicians were actually older than what we actually say. Regarding the sea people, it's interesting to examine the Babylonian legend of Oannes, as recounted by Berosus. In Babylon, there was Oannes, the fish god, who imparted great knowledge to the people. He taught them how to build cities. He also taught them math and geometric laws. He was credited with giving them all the knowledge that they would ever receive. At night, he would go back into his ship. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. He would go back into the sea to spend the night because he was amphibious. He had the head of a man covered by the head of a fish and had the legs and the feet of a man. Okay, so let's just show you them. You've seen them before. Moving across the ocean, the secret dynasty of America, Manly P. Hall explains the Mesoamerican legend of Quetzalcoatl. Now, we've already touched on Quetzalcoatl a little bit. But let's just read the beginning of it. According to their own legends, the Mayans owned their cultural superiority to a mysterious old man who came out of the sea riding on a raft of serpents. Okay. There you go. Okay. While Quetzalcoatl has been interpreted by many as referencing a deity or a god of the sky, it seems obvious to me that Quetzalcoatl is merely a mythological deification of a mysterious old man who came out of the sea on a raft of serpents, or the Brotherhood of the Snakes, later rebranded as the Phoenicians, cultural creators of the New World. So, the Phoenician boat is a plumed serpent. If some pictures that you like, if you can look at it, if you see it from the side, I mean, that it kind of looks like a snake. I mean, you see that? A feathered Phoenician serpent. The Quetzalcoatl bird. So you see the oars same way as the wings. Like the Babylonian Gnosis, with the interpretation, the following passage from the Secret Dynasty of America. Okay, well, basically Quetzalcoatl taught them the feathered snake. Central America taught them agriculture, architecture, medicine, science, language, statesmanship. All right. Okay, this is pretty good right here. Usually attributed to Olmec culture that predate the Aztecs, these Semitic-looking figureheads were found in Mexico. Note their beards absent in natives of that land, and floppy hat typical of Phoenician sailors. So a lot of people will be like, you know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh well, they found Hebrew in South America and in Denver and you know, and the mounds in America, so that proves the Hebrews were here. Well, why wasn't it the Phoenicians? Why wasn't it just the Phoenicians? Okay, I think that's the Maltese cross, but it's the cross of Quetzalcoatl. Also, we saw that, we read about that earlier. There it is on the Pope. There it is. Assyrian king Adad V wearing the Maltese cross. Sorry. Okay, so this Lord Enki is Satan. All right. Because the world is given over. He is the Lord of the world, of the principalities. All right. And that's JC. While the translation is still officially in debate, Inca Ea is commonly translated as the Lord of the Earth, which makes sense considering the preceding examination of Prince Ea, the Brotherhood of the Snakes, and the Phoenicians. Not surprisingly, Enki was commonly represented as half fish, and many scholars have surmised that this fish head hat of the priest of Enki later morphed into modern era mitre worn by the Catholic Pope. Okay. The sea people theme is further reinforced by the Babylonian depiction of Marduk. Okay. Look at the feathered serpent. Oh, they go polite. Polite. Okay. I'm going to stop right here for 1 second. This image right here. I was meditating on this image. And one thing that we all know, that the hidden things belong to Yah. We read that earlier. Okay. Now, this image right here, it's almost as if you're going in a portal. And it's almost as if that you're leaving this reality in a sense. Like this is some wormhole, some gate, right? But is this what you're going to see? I mean, is this honestly what you would see? I say no. I say that this is not what you're going to see. All right. Where's the verse? Where is it at? I believe, as Yah does say, he says that he hides himself in darkness. I believe, and he's veiled. You remember in the temple, there's a double veil. So this is not something that you would actually see within your mental mind, or however you want to say it. Now this is something, I think this is something that Yah would show to heathen, or to someone that's given over into wickedness. He's gonna hide his true form, or you know what I'm saying, he's not gonna show you his similitude. I'm looking for a verse. Sorry, y'all. I should have had my notes written out a little better. My wife was getting on me about it. Psalms 24 3 through 4. Psalms 24 3 through 4. Who shall ascend into the hill of Yahuwah, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that has clean hands and a pure heart, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. Okay. So of course we know that this hill is talking about in Jerusalem and Mount Zion. But let's think about it metaphorically, metaphysically, transcendentally, if you want to say. Who will see Yah's hidden, set apart place? Only one that has clean hands and a pure heart. Now these people, this snakehood, this brotherhood of the snakes, these Phoenicians, these Gnostics, look at the world around you. Do you think that they have a pure heart and clean hands? Fucks no. You know? So what Yah will show them is this. Okay? He's not going to show you his similitude. You're not going to be able to come to his heel. You're not going to be able to go into his sanctuary with an impure heart. Okay? Again, standing on a crocodile, Thoth. You know that. They go Abraxas. Abraxas. However you say it. Now, we've already covered that a little bit. And you can go to Kadash. You can go check out Kadash. I'm not going to get all into it. We already running long. But that's some bull. What they trying to perpetrate. Again, twisting. Like how a snake, you know, gets on somebody and squeezes the life out of them. And, you know, Chinese dragon or snake. Look at that. Same thing as shisha in Hinduism. See? Shisha. And another thing that came to my mind, if you did any research with read any of Malachi Z. York's books, you know that Egypt or Kemet, the Nile Valley, whatever you want to say, they had a quantity. They didn't have a trinity. They had a quantity. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Okay, so I'm not gonna. I wanted to read more of this, but we gotta understand that what this article is trying to say, that there's a fine line between ancient metaphor and ancient history. But both of these are playing an important role in what we're going through today. But as we're putting forth the effort, or putting forth the notion that through the war of Greeks against Hebrews, they use, as it said, they try to amalgamate their Greek philosophies with the native mysteries. All right. The throne was Kronos' seat and his celestial boat in heaven, and has also been passed down to us. Kronos, as his descendant, was known as Shepherd Kings, an appellation used to royalty throughout history. Okay. The Lord of the Earth is a term applied to Satan or Lucifer, who, like Saturn, was the brightest star in the heaven, but was cast down by God. So, when it comes to these Phoenicians, and the whole idea of that the Phoenicians were the ones that disseminated this poison throughout our people, I mean, Yah clearly told us, he clearly told our people, where is it? In Deuteronomy 20 and 17, when our people was going into the land, he told them to utterly destroy the Canaanites, but they didn't do it. Y'all knew what was up. He knew that they should be destroyed. All right, let's go to Isaiah 27 and 1. 27 and 1. In that day, Yahuwah with his sore and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Who we talking about? Who that? Who that? You should know by now. Okay, I'm just trying to show you the whole connection of where it goes back to. All right, let me give you a few more images. Come on, man. All right. Okay, however, However, in the Eastern tradition, the Lord of the Earth represents the ultimate incarnate manifestation of Godhood. So, in the Eastern tradition, Satan is the ultimate, or Lucifer is the ultimate manifestation of Godhood. This fish goat man, or Baphi, this Baphomet, Kronos, Saturn. Ah, come on. Okay. Okay, there was the obvious mercantile component of the virtual empire, an empire built on trade, not conquest, as the cliche goes, but there was also the cultural component, as well as the Phoenicians were in many ways the internet of the ancient Mediterranean. There was an esoteric religion of the Phoenicians and their Canaanite kin that was based on the Sumerian derived pantheon, and then there was the parallel syncretic Greco-Egyptian mystery tradition that Phoenicians seem to have created and disseminated. That the Phoenicians seem to have created and disseminated. And then there was the evolution of that tradition from the mysteries to Gnosticism. I'm sorry if I ain't. Which Phoenicians seem to be the secret force behind as well. So again, y'all told our forefathers to utterly destroy the Canaanites, the Phoenicians, but they didn't. But Yah will. He's going to destroy that serpent of old on the sea. All right. Okay. The stone that fell from heaven, the royal victory stone, is also sometimes depicted under the symbolic form of a castrated phallus, such as that of Kronos, whose disseminated penis was hurled into the ocean, and there spawned the lady Venus. All right. I hope I'm explaining to this, y'all. I hope that y'all are getting what I'm saying, what I'm reading to you. I hope you're putting it together. Oh, what's this? One other thing that someone, if we look in the whole thing of psychiatry, but we're gonna get into that in just a few. Okay. In all seriousness, I think there are two ways to view this situation. The Brotherhood is a faction that, for whatever reason, was able to shield itself from the disconnection and still have a fully functional human mind from the Golden Age, thus posing abilities that would seem alien or superhuman to those of us still in the dark. Second, the Brotherhood is not connected in that way, but it still managed to retain all the ancient knowledge from that time and were eventually able to acquire enough control to not only overlay all the old megalithic energy meridians with their own system, but also were able to eventually build supercomputers and algorithms that create the news, orchestrate events, which all interlock in a fashion that no singular or even group of modern human minds could seemingly come up with. Okay, so he's saying it's either they super beings or they just have taken control. Okay, the female sexual organ. The Sumerian Mount of Mashu. If y'all find this, go and read this whole article, because it's a real good article. The way the snake coils around its cosmic egg and all of that. Yeah, here we go. It is, in this respect, I find it interesting that the Brotherhood's fraudulent school of thought known as psychology developed the tactic of flooding as a form of classical conditioning. So they're using the the story of the flood as a tactic to flood our minds and our brains. Okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and think out loud here and speculate that it's entirely possible that during the golden age, the act of sex as we know it did not exist in its current form. To me, this would explain not only why the sex magic popularized by Crowley worked so well, but would also explain why sex through porn and Hollywood has been so effectively used to corrupt the human mind and the health of male-female relationships. Okay, so they're using all these things against us. The gross darkness. Alright, just give me 1 second. There's the keys of Peter, maybe. Okay, let's go there. Additionally, I speculate that the fall of man would then be reflected by a shakeup in the solar system, such that the planet Saturn was banished to the underworld, and archetypical became a pivotal calibration within the Brotherhood's emerging system of sorcery, a system which they codified and explained through the high bioelectric physics of Kabbalah, not to be confused with quantum physics, a mass lie on par with Darwin evolutionism. Alright, so basically, what this guy is saying is, let's take the so-called conscious community that loves the now civilization, but really all these megalithic things were designed to take control of the human populace, okay, through sexual magic, through snake worship, and through just pure wickedness, to go against the book of the law, to go against Yahuwah. Okay, now this is a little interesting point. You can go to Behold a Pale Horse. It's I think on page 72. You can read about the year of light, when all of this started. Oh shoot. It started for them. Dr. Anthony Hewish, 1974 Nobel Prize winner in physics, discovered a rhythmic series of radio pulses which he proved were emissions from a star that had exploded around 4000 BC. The Freemasons began their calendar from AL in the year of light, found by adding 4000 to the modern year. This 1990 plus 4,000 equals 5,990 AL. George Makchanowski wrote in the Once and Future Star. Okay. The ancient Sumerian cuneiform described a giant star exploding within a triangle formed by Zeta Puppis, Gamma Velorum, and Lambda Velorum, located in the southern sky. So the Egyptians, for them, what happened was this year of light, when the supernova, the Egyptians then, for them, they started their calendar on that day. The Masonics started their calendar on that day, and this was the year of light for them. Light, Christ, Krishna, the year of Krishna, the year of Christ, the year of all this. But what does Yah tell us? He tells us not to be amazed or bow down to the signs in the heavens and in the stars. Only the heathen do that. And I'm showing you that's what they do. That's what they built this world around. Okay? But this is a lot. This is a lot to get into. I was hoping to try to cram this in a little bit more, but 1611 Bible. Y'all y'all love it so much, but that was pretty interesting. I found. I never noticed that. Babel. Okay. The Almond. If you don't know about the Almond, go check the Almond. There you go. It's all these symbols, these sigils from ancient time. All this. So yeah. Gnosticism. Okay, there it is. Look at that. What is going on here? The serpent. Okay. The Phoenicians. So how was the Phoenicians getting everywhere? They was using the current. Okay. Hey, I wanted to get into that too. God. This is a lot of information I tried to go through and I thought I could squeeze it in better. But we're going to go ahead and end it with these 3 verses real quick. All right. We're going to go to Isaiah. Because what's going on really is a conspiracy, right? But let's see what YAHH says about a conspiracy. Sorry. 8:11. For YAHH spoke thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, Say ye not a confederacy to all them to whom this people shall say a confederacy. Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. Sanctify Yahuwah of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. So don't be afraid of this stuff. Don't be afraid of your boys. Don't be afraid of them. And I think I'm going to do a conclusion video right after this, because I got some other things too. But let's go to Ecclesiastes. Let me put this dude on. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Y'all know this. Shoot. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right, and we're going to go to Jeremiah 10 through 15. Yeah. But Yahuwah is the true Elohim. He is the living Elohim and an everlasting king. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide in his indignation. Thus shall ye say unto them, the idols that have not made the heavens and earth, even they shall perish. So Abraxas, the YAHH, Krishna, Vishnu, JC, Yama, Mithras, the idols that have not made the heavens and earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under the heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, not through Sophia, because if Sophia gave birth to this beast child, she threw him away. So how can this guy make any decision with wisdom? He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he caused the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasure. Every man is brutish in his own knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven images, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors, and in that time of their visitation they shall perish. And with that, Yasharala, keep your focus on Yah. Keep honor as your trail. With that, I'll probably load one more up for this series. I'll probably do one more. Shalom.